when they say in their book, they said the chief or the deputy chief or the director arrived at this time, visited us. They record on that.
All right, thank you.
And when they submit their monthly or what, they will also say that we were visited by this person.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And then lastly, on this 2025 agreement at page 403, clause 727, it reads, request for assistance shall be in writing. In case of emergency, request may be made orally. However, shall be confirmed by writing within 3 days. You see where I'm reading?
Page 425, paragraph.
403, page
Oh,
403, sorry. Clause 7.2.7.
Yes, clause.
7.2.7
Yes.
says request for assistance shall be in writing. In case of emergency, request may be made orally. However, shall be confirmed by writing within 3 days. You see that?
Yes.
And so all requests from one or other to operate outside their jurisdiction, that's my understanding, is that the request must be in writing. It allows for emergency assistance, but prescribes that such requests may then, in those circumstances, be made orally, but must be confirmed within 3 days in writing. Is that, do you understanding as well?
Yes, we are having such requests.
Yes.
Yes.
But is that how you understand 7.2.7? So basically, the request must be in writing, that requirement.
I think I've answered that, Commissioner, earlier on.
No, we haven't dealt with this particular point of the request having to be in writing.
Yes, it says so. Yes,
Okay,
it
now,
says so.
I just wanted to test your understanding because then follows my question. Are you saying that what is in 7.2.7 altered the position as was legally permissible prior to the signature of this document? Was it changing anything? 7.2.7.
No, it wasn't changing anything.
Okay.
In fact, it was adding on some of the operation that we're having, that done in writing, in time.
All right.
Sometimes you sit and plan as a joint operation with other law enforcement stakeholders.
So it wasn't changing, you say, so therefore, even prior to the signature of this particular MOU, it has always been the requirement that assistance be made in writing. And that's what you practice within EMPD, am I correct?
You are correct, but you must also read it with what Commissioner Baloyi was saying in page 415.
Yes,
which covers that in some of the operations, members may act, some may give reports, or sometimes it may not be a planned operation. You see. But there are operations, I agree with you, there are planned operations where there's an operational plan, where all law enforcement stakeholders, they sit, they execute together in all different, in 2 or 3 or 4 different municipalities with other law enforcement agencies.
For the record, page 415, which Commissioner Baloyi referred you to, doesn't say you may or may not file reports. I think page 415, as I understand it, in fact makes the point that you may not operate outside your jurisdiction unless you have a written agreement with the authority in that next jurisdiction. That's what it tells you. So absent such an agreement, you don't have legal authority.
That was my understanding, but it was corrected.
Okay.
Commissioner Mkoneze, I thought we were agreed that 415, what I read in page 415, sets the boundaries of what you are allowed to do. It says that the powers in 64F may only be executed within the Ekurhuleni Metro Council unless an appropriate agreement has been signed with a neighboring municipality. And what that means, which I've just read, is that absent an agreement with another municipality, you may not operate in the jurisdiction of another municipality. You understand that? You agree with that?
Yes, Chair, you confused me.
Did I or the chair confuse?
No, the Chair confused me.
How now?
Because
You said the way Commissioner Baloyi read it, and then you said whatever it was you said. And I said to you, this is not about how Commissioner Baloyi read it. It is about how it actually reads. That's all I said. What's confusing with it?
yes, Chair, that's what I was saying. I've said that means it has been our limitation.
That
We-
means?
It has been our limitation. We need to correct it and make sure that we stick to what Commissioner
But
Baloyi
that
is
had
saying.
nothing to do with what I said. Because as I say, all I said was to correct you when you said, as Commissioner Baloyi reads it. So I just said, it's not about how Commissioner Baloyi reads it.
I get
It's
it, Chair.
about the actual content.
Yes, I
And
get it, Chair.
it's about how it actually reads. Am I making sense?
Yes, Chair.
All right. And also another issue I may raise with you, I'm not sure that I understand your cross-referencing to what Commissioner Baloyi read when Ms. Sillo is engaging you on 727. 727 is about requests for assistance, whereas what Commissioner Baloyi read is about where each metro or municipality may exercise its functions, which is that they may only do so within their jurisdiction. That's not about assistance as envisaged in 7.2.7. Do you get the difference?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, Ms.
Thank you,
Silva.
Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair, Commissioners. And if you get the difference, you will leave it at that. The answer you've given stands, or would you like to revisit it?
No. We revisit. When it's a request, you see, it's very clear.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
it must be in writing.
yes.
So now my question was, the clause I read for you comes from a 2025 agreement. Do you understand?
Yes, Chair.
I wanted to understand whether that requirement was, whether your understanding was that there was such a requirement even prior to 2025. Have you always understood that there must be a request in writing?
You are correct.
That's
You're
been your
correct.
understanding?
Yes, you're correct.
And that is how you have conducted operations outside Ikuruleni,
Yes, if there's a request.
which
we are doing
request
that.
would be in writing?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm clarified, thank you.
But that would not always be the case, because on your evidence, if you are chasing a person and they cross into the jurisdiction of another municipality, you can't just let them go. You will chase them and arrest them. I think that's how I understood your evidence.
You are correct, Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, I may talk maybe, for example, when it's crowd management, where they know it's a big joint operation in request. That's what has been happening.
Well, maybe let's use a simpler example. If you're chasing a speeding driver, a driver who was involved in criminal conduct in your municipality, and you chase them and they cross into the JMPD jurisdiction, what do? Do you pursue them into that jurisdiction, or do you stop where your line ends?
We do pursue, Chair.
Yes,
And it's not only limited to that.
yes.
Even when members are working operational, they get information now that we must go to that. They do that.
Yeah, so you
Yes.
do that even where there has not been a request for assistance? I think
Yes.
it's the point that I'm trying to
Yes,
establish.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think as well, I'm trying to find it, but I can't immediately. I'll find it for you. My understanding, at least, of the law is the regulations, the SAPS regulations, permit you, by you I mean the Metropolitan Police Department, to continue with a pursuit that originates in your jurisdiction, even if it goes beyond the borders. You are permitted to pursue that suspect until the suspect is arrested. Is my understanding correct? And that's stipulated in the regulation. I'll give you the specific regulation tomorrow morning. But generally, is that how you understand it?
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
Yes,
So
that's why
now-
I even said in terms of information, that's what it's happening again.
Now, that is what I can call hot pursuit. It starts in Germiston, drives out of Ekurhuleni jurisdiction. The law permits the pursuit to continue, even into the next jurisdiction with or without agreement. So it's a specific permission to continue with that pursuit until its objective is met.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to say I agree with you on that.
Yes, but there are also a lot of gray areas, Chair. For
Before we
example-
get to gray areas, can I get to my question?
Okay.
Thank you. So at least the one regarding pursuit, you and I are in agreement. Again, I go back to the question that Commissioner Khumalo, I think, posed. If you get information while you are in your office in Germiston that a suspect who you believe committed a crime in Ekurhuleni is in Soweto, or there's a suspect in Soweto who committed a crime, let's say in Sandton, do you have the authority to go seek and arrest that suspect without the prior engagement and approval by JMPD? And your response to that was yes.
No.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Commissioner Khumalo said you may move from here to, not from Soweto to Sandton, not within the jurisdiction of Johannesburg, but from here, you may do that to Soweto. If the information leads you to Soweto, Soweto leads to Randburg, but started from here, the information was got from here, you see.
So you are
But
saying,
yes, but I'm saying when members are around there doing other operation and they find something there, they may execute an arrest. They can't say, we are Metro Police officers, we're here to execute other thing, but there's a crime that is happening because we're in Soweto, it's happening in Soweto. We will run away and leave it. It doesn't happen like that. They must execute because members of public,
Okay.
they see police, they don't see EMPD, JMPD. You see?
Let's forget about hot pursuit. What I think Ms. Silo wants to understand, which is what I think Commissioner Khumalo wanted to understand, and which is what I want to understand. You are sitting
Sorry, Chair.
in your office in Ekurhuleni,
Yes.
and you get information about the commission of a crime and that the alleged culprit is in Soweto. Would you move from Ekurhuleni to Soweto to go and effect an arrest?
Members, they may communicate with members of JMPD or they go to that police station, say, or work with SAPS to assist them. It becomes easier, but it's happening, they go and arrest.
So Ekurhuleni police or EMPD members would not on their own, without being assisted by, after a request by members of the JMPD, simply go to Soweto.
As I've said earlier on, Chair, it's happening. You see, it's happening.
It may be happening, but it's something else whether it's lawful, and what we are trying to establish is what is lawful.
Yes.
Would EMPD members lawfully move from Ekurhuleni? And remember, this is not hot pursuit. Move from Ekurhuleni to Soweto and perform whatever functions they think they are entitled to perform.
I think for now, there's no law that has challenged us. As I've said that before I joined,
Is it lawful? I'm not asking whether you've been challenged. Is it lawful?
Yes, in the court of law, they've accepted those dockets, they've sentenced those suspects, you see. And in our minds, or in their minds, it's like that, no, it's lawful, it has been happening, and, you see. And I must say, it's many cases where they execute. I submitted an evidence of some of those cases that it has been happening. Before I even become a commander, we've been doing that. And to my understanding, with this current memorandum of understanding, it has even allowed that members must work because we'll see them